Hi, welcome to CSE351 Introduction to Data Science. This is summer of 2025 and I am your instructor Praveen. Some of the lecture contents are inspired by the contents from Professor Skinner. So this lecture is basically about the course logistics. So let me go over that. So we should start with the mode of delivery. So these lectures are going to be online, or I should say the whole course CSE351 is delivered online. And in online version of a course, there are two possibilities. The first one that we have here is asynchronous mode. The other possibility could be synchronous mode. So just explaining what synchronous mode should be, because since we are doing it in asynchronous mode, I think it helps if you know what would be synchronous mode of course delivery when the course is online. In the synchronous mode of course delivery, the professors and the students, they are supposed to be attending the lecture at a fixed time. But here, this being asynchronous, which means that we don't have a fixed time when I'll be delivering my lecture and when you're supposed to attend that. In place of that, it is asynchronous, meaning that I will be recording my lectures as I'm doing right now, and then I will make the link to the recording of the lecture available to you people, and that link would be provided on the Brightspace, and I'll be posting my lectures on YouTube. Now then question arises, okay fine, that's about the lecture. How about the course material? Then for course material, the lecture slide, which you can consider as your lecture note, I will be providing that on the Brightspace. So here is the Brightspace. So all the course material which involves the lecture slide and then the lecture videos along with the homework assignments would be posted on the Brightspace. And yeah, here again we have this information about the lecture, which is video lecture. It will be uploaded on the YouTube, but its a link will be shared through the Brightspace. Okay, so again the same information you have here. There is some redundancy in my content. Okay, so now about myself, the instructor. I'm Praveen, and I am holding my office hours. My office hours are going to be on Tuesday and Thursday from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. and here I am referring to New York time. So this is going to be on Zoom. I think I have not mentioned here. Oh no, it is right here. So office hours will be online on Zoom, which means this is synchronous. Okay, so you should join me anytime in between 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. either on Tuesday or Thursday. This is the New York time. If you're busy around this time, then you should request for some alternate office hours. I'll be happy to provide that. But for that, you'll have to send me an email and I'll be happy to accommodate you through an appointment. This is the email that I prefer, which is praveen@cs.stonybrook.edu. You can also email me on my Stony Brook email, which is praveen.tripathi@stonybrook.edu. But I prefer this one. Alright, so now it's very important to know the exam schedule. So here I have written a tentative because the reason is that at least for the first two exams that I have over here, since I'll be traveling around this time, but with high probability, I'll say with 70% probability, the time will remain same. But if there is any change, I will communicate that to you at least 1 week ahead of time. Okay, so let's look at the time that we have for the time for the right uh, as of now. So the exams, they are going to be online. Let's figure that out first. And for the exam, you will have to use this app, which is Respondus Lockdown Browser. I will share with you the information like how to install this and how to use it. So Respondus Lockdown Browser is what you will be using for the exams. And along with that, you will also have to use this monitor. With responders, there is this monitor thing available, which will help us in proctoring your exam. And for monitor, you need to make sure that you have a camera. And if you're using a laptop, then it's not going to be an issue because laptops, they come integrated with a camera. If for some reason you're using a desktop machine, then for desktop machine, probably you'll have to get an external camera. So please make sure that you are ready for the exam. Okay, so since the first exam that we have is on 6th of June, so still we have a lot of time, you should make sure that you get a camera. You're ready for that exam. Okay, so the quiz one that's going to be our first exam is on Friday, which is 6th of June, and the time is very important here. So exams are also synchronous. There's a fixed time for exam. Okay, it's not like your lecture, which is asynchronous. Your exams are synchronous, so you should be attending your exams at that time. So the quiz is on 6th of June, which is a Friday, from 8:30 p.m. to 9:15 p.m. And here again, I'm referring to the New York time. So all the times over here are New York time. Midterm exam, we'll have only one midterm exam. It is on 13th of June, that is again on Friday. Your quiz 2 is going to be on 20th of June, that is a Friday. And one thing you should notice is that for quizzes are going to be short. You're getting less time compared to the midterm exam. So the midterm exam, which is scheduled on 13th of June, will start at 8:30 p.m. and will get over at 10 p.m. right? So if you can do the math, I believe it will come out to be 1 hour and 30 minutes. But the quiz is going to be 45 minutes, right? Yeah, I think this is coming out to be 45 minutes. So quiz 1 and quiz 2 are going to be 45 minutes long. Your final test will be for 2 hours. So the final exam is going to be on 30th of June, that is coming on Monday, and the exam will start at 8:30 p.m. and will get over at 10:30 p.m. So this is very important information. The only thing, which you may find a little confusing over here is the tentative thing, right? Tentative for the reason I told you that I will be traveling for the first 2 exams. In high likelihood, I'm saying more than 70% probability, the exams will be on these dates. If for some reason I have to change or reschedule, I'll let you people know about that in advance. Now let's discuss a little bit about what to expect in CSE 351, which is Introduction to Data Science. So, data science in general is a multidisciplinary course. So that is going to be the case in this CSE 351 as well. So being an interdisciplinary course, we will have to introduce you to both the theory as theory, which is written here as theoretical concept, as well as practical approaches. So we are going to discuss these two, theory as well as practical approaches, but these are going to be related to the data science, which is about extraction of knowledge from data. That's what data science is. Well, in the data science, there are a lot of things that we need to learn before we eventually start extracting knowledge, right? There is data cleaning involved, which is called EDA. So we will learn all those things. We will learn about theoretical concepts and the practical issues related with this data science thing. Okay, so in theory, I don't want to make this lecture content-wise heavy, but let me give you some idea about what theory would be. What do I mean by theory? So in theoretical thing, I'll be introducing you with the mathematics, which is required. I'll be introducing you with statistics, with the modeling, so that will involve machine learning and all. So yeah, I would probably say that let's say 60% of the course will be about theory, and remaining 40% would be about the practical thing. So yeah, and for practical, I will be having one lecture, I think, which is Python for data science, which I consider a practical kind of thing. And the remaining practical you'll be doing in the form of your homework and project. So this course will teach you the state-of-the-art tools for data analysis, and we will be using Python as the language. And Python, you might be asking why Python only. Yeah, I'll discuss those things in more detail in my lectures. Maybe the next lecture that you'll have would discuss this thing like why Python. There are other languages possible which you're free to use, but for that we should have a meeting, or you can reach out to me through the email, like if you want to use a language like R in place of Python. Okay, so that is allowed, but yeah, I'll encourage you to use Python. There are reasons why Python is considered the most popular language for data science. We will learn about Python a little bit, right? And its scientific libraries. Now let's look at the prerequisites: CSE214 or CSE260 and the AMS310. These are the prerequisites, and yeah, the student should be CSE major to take this course. Now course focus, again, I'm not going to discuss these things in detail, giving you some idea about what to expect in theory, right? So probability and statistics, we will revise these concepts. We will be doing machine learning, few models we'll learn, and then the programming, I'll give you some introduction to some codes which are doing data science. And in your homework and project, you will be working on the real life data. Okay, and this data could be coming from the domain like science, technology, or could be from medicine. And in the whole course, you will learn about the EDA, exploratory data analysis. That is going to be a very important component in your homeworks and also in your course project. So that is very important, right? Because before we do modeling, if we will be doing modeling, we want to make sure that our data is understandable to us, and sometimes the data needs cleaning. So in EDA, exploratory data analysis, it involves pre-processing of the data. Sometimes we want to do some feature engineering as well. We will be doing visualization. I will be discussing these things in more details in the lectures to come. Now, once you have looked at your data in EDA, you clean the data by pre-processing. Then, in the second stage, we want to use machine learning. And in machine learning, we will be using a model. Okay, and then that model should be trained on the data so that you could use that data to make some predictions. I'm making it very, very simple for the first lecture. So let's call it the stage one. In the stage one, we do EDA, exploratory data analysis. In the second stage, we identify the best model so that we could learn from the data. And then in the third stage, we start making predictions so that the data could be of some value to us. Okay, that is done through the model. And first you have picked a model, you have trained the model on the data. You want to see how good your model is doing on an unseen data. So for that, we have to evaluate the result that our model is providing on an unseen data. Okay, and then finally, the results that we can get needs to be properly reported. Okay, and for that, visualization is going to be very, very important. Okay, so these are the key, what I say, topics in the CSE 351. Now let's discuss about the communication. How are we going to communicate? So whenever you are writing an email to me or the TA, please make sure that you include your name as is your name on the solar or bright space. And you should also have this very important information about the course, which unfortunately is often missing in the students' communication. So, in your message, at least have this thing that you are my student in CSE 351. Okay. Now, for your problem also, please write a little detailed explanation, like what is it that is bothering you. Now, brighter space will be used to host the course material. Therefore, please don't ignore the notification or the announcements that you are getting from Brightspace. Will be used as our. This is, the Brightspace falls in the category of learning management system. Okay, so this is what we are going to use for communication. So Brightspace will be used to host the course material. Please follow the Brightspace notifications or announcements. I will also be creating the Piazza, right? I'll be using Piazza as well for this course so that we could have the communication. So you should join that Piazza. I haven't created that yet, so please expect that very soon. So you need to sign up for that. So you're encouraged to join me in my office hours, or if you're unable to make it to my office hours, feel free to write an email to me for an appointment or discuss your concerns. Now let's look at some books which would be useful in CSE 351. So the first one that we have over here, which is data science, the data science design manual, is our textbook. So I would say that more than 80% of the content that you'll see in my lecture slides are coming from this textbook. And then I have few other books listed, number 2, 3, and 4. So 2 and 3 that I have here are going to be helpful for you if you're struggling, right, to do your homework or the project and you need some hands-on experience. Then I'll say doing data science and the Python for data analysis. These books are going to be very, very useful. Then we would come to the fourth book that we have here, which is pattern recognition and machine learning. It's a very standard book on machine learning. It's written by Christopher M. Bishop. So this is for those students who want to get deeper into machine learning, who love math behind the modeling. Okay, and I have had few students in the past who wanted to learn more about machine learning. Then for them, this could be the book. Yeah, so Piazza that I mentioned here would be used as a discussion forum for us. So you can use your Piazza to post the questions related with the course. So what you should be doing, if you have any question regarding some concept from the lecture or from the assignment, then I would say that first you should check if somebody has already posted that question on Piazza. Okay, if that's the case, then yeah, you should refer to the question of the student and the response from the TA or the instructor. Because in that case, if it has been already addressed and already asked, then you don't need to ask that question second time. Now, while using Piazza, you need to be very, very careful. Very, very careful about the fact that you should not post your assignment solution over there, right? Because that will be considered as academic dishonesty, right? So please, that's the reason we have it in red. So let me put some stars. Please don't miss this information. Do not post your assignment solutions here. You should send an email for an appointment and grading questions. If you have any, you should be sending the email to me for the appointment to discuss your grading concerns. Okay, so this is about Piazza again. You will receive an email, invitation email and follow the instruction to join Piazza for CSE 351. Now about the grading criteria. You'll have one midterm exam that will account for 20% of your grade. There'll be a final exam for 25% that will account for 25% of your grade. Then we'll have a project 35%, and we'll have two quizzes, and each quiz would be worth 3%. So total quizzes will account for 6% of your grade, and we'll have some homeworks, and the homeworks will account for 14%. And if you add all these numbers, it should add up to 100%. Now for assignments, please don't copy assignments. All the students who are involved in copying will get negative grades for the copied assignment. Assignment should be submitted electronically on Brightspace only. And please don't be late, because what will happen, for each day that you're late, we will deduct 20% of your grade, right? So please start early. And yeah, if you're late, then this is going to be our late assignment policy, which is a little harsh, but yeah, please make sure that you finish your homework assignments on time and submit that on time. So yes, again, one more time, course material would be available on Brightspace. Grades will be posted over there, so please check Brightspace. Quizzes are posted usually within a week or two. Okay, I think this is not making much sense here. Please just ignore this thing, right? I'll remove this from the notes. What I mean to say here is that the quizzes and exams, they will be available on Brightspace. I will edit this in the notes that I'm about to post on the Brightspace. Academic honesty is very important, guys. Make sure that you understand these things. All the work that you submit must be your own. You can discuss general assignment concepts with other students. The best would be reach out to the instructor or the TA to get some help. These red things are very important. You should never share the code or the answers with other students. If you're suspected of cheating, you will be brought up on an academic dishonesty charges. If you're found guilty, you will receive an F for the course, right? So these things are something you need to keep in mind, right? And never ever get into this situation. That's the worst news possible. All right, so that is it. This much I wanted to discuss with you in the first lecture. If you have any queries, please feel free to reach out to me. You can join me in my office hours, or you can send an email to me. All right, thank you so much, and see you. Bye bye.